Okay, I'm ready. Good morning, everyone. This is your first appearance hearing before the Magistrate Court of Clayton County. My name is Brad Gardner, and I'm a judge in this court. I'm here to inform you of the charges that have been filed against you, to advise you of certain rights, to set bail on those offenses that I'm authorized to set bail, to schedule a preliminary hearing, and to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney. You have the right to remain silent and say nothing. But should you give up this right, anything you say during this proceeding may be used against you. So please don't discuss the facts of your case. During this and all other proceedings, you have the following rights: to the presumption of innocence, to indictment by a grand jury for most felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors, to a speedy and public trial by jury, to see, hear, and question witnesses who are called to testify against you, to compel the attendance of witnesses to testify on your behalf, to testify on your own behalf or offer evidence in your own defense, and to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford an attorney, one can be appointed to represent you if you qualify. Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds for your release from jail. These bonds may be posted by cash, commercial, or property. Some of you will have special conditions on your bond that prohibit you from contacting certain people or going to certain places. You will also be prohibited from contacting the victim while you are in jail. If you violate the court's order, your bond will be revoked and you can remain in jail until your trial. You could also receive additional felony charges. It is important to note that if someone is listed as a victim in your case, that person will not be allowed to post your bond. Some of you are charged with offenses for which this court is not authorized by law to set bail. In this event, a bond hearing will be scheduled before a judge of the Superior Court of Clayton County, and you will be informed of that date. If you are currently on active probation, this court is not authorized to set bond at this time. Where the bond is appropriate in your case will be reconsidered after your probation officer has had an opportunity to consider this new arrest. The purpose of a preliminary hearing is to determine whether there is sufficient evidence to support the allegations against you. The standard at this stage is very low. A judge determining whether a charge goes forward at this stage only has to determine that it is possible that the crime occurred. Everyone has the ability to waive their right to a preliminary hearing. However, you should speak to a lawyer first if you are unsure about whether it is appropriate to waive your preliminary hearing. If you post bond, your preliminary hearing is automatically waived. You will receive notice at the address you give of your next court date. Lastly, I'm going to swear everybody in, and this is related to the affidavits or requests for appointment of counsel. So could everyone raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear affirm any statements you make during this proceeding will be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Let's begin on the ladies' side. And we're going to start with Miss Eccles. Good morning.
Good morning.
Ma'am, you've been charged with one count of criminal trespass. This is a misdemeanor offense. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a Giles Gross Jr. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for March 8th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201, but that date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
No.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me, ma'am?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
All right, thank you.
Miss Hart, Christina Hart.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, Miss Hart. You're charged with one count of misdemeanor theft by shoplifting. Bond is going to be set at $2,000. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for March 8th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yeah, I guess. I don't really know.
Okay.
This is the
Now,
first time this is my first time ever being in trouble like this, so.
no, it's fine. And I often comment, I'm not a lawyer drug dealer. It's not my job to throw lawyers on people
Right.
get you to engage in it. If you would like to have a lawyer represent you free of charge, I can make that determination. If you plan on hiring your own lawyer, you can do that. If you plan on representing yourself, you can do that.
I would like free of charge if I could. I mean, there's no way I can afford the bond and then a lawyer too.
Okay, you do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, I don't guess.
Okay, ma'am. You're free to go back.
Thank you.
Clemencia Hart. Ma'am, you're charged with 3 misdemeanor offenses. One is, the first offense is speeding between 21 and 25 miles over the speed limit, bond set at $500. Driving a car on a suspended license, bond set at $1,500. And driving a vehicle with a window tint violation. The allegation is that the window tint was too dark. Bond is set at $500. So that's a total bond of $2,500. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for March 8th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
No,
Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
no,
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
thank you.
You're welcome. Ms. Hill?
Good morning.
Good morning, Ms. Hill. You've been charged with 1 count of driving under the influence, and the bond has been preset at $2,000. You're also charged with driving on the wrong side of the road, and bond is set at $500. So that's a total bond of $2,500. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for March 8th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
No, that's fine.
Okay. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am. You're free to go back. Miss Pennington. Miss Pennington, ma'am, you've been charged with several felony offenses, and I'm going to go down the line. The first charge is driving a vehicle on a suspended license. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. You're charged with 3 counts of violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. These are all felony offenses, and it appears that you're either on probation or parole. So I'm not allowed to set bond on these offenses at this hearing. So for the warrant number ending in 02251, bond is going to be denied pursuant to statute 1710-1. Warrant ending in 02252, bond is going to be denied pursuant to 1710-1. Warrant number 02253, bond is going to be denied pursuant to 1710-1. There is a possession of marijuana less than an ounce charge, which is a misdemeanor. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. There's a distribution charge, warrant ending in 02255. That's also going to be denied pursuant to 1710(1). And use or possession of drug-related material, that's a misdemeanor. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for March 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. There's going to be a bond hearing date set for March 11th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Did you say no or yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, ma'am, you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back. Miss, and I'm sorry, I'm going to mispronounce your name. Is it Miss Luchoa? Oh,
It's
You?
Luchi.
I'm sorry.
Luchi.
Okay. Ma'am, you're charged with several misdemeanor offenses. And bond is going to be set on all of these offenses, okay? The first is possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. The second charge is driving a vehicle with no insurance. Bond is going to be set at $1,000. There's a defective equipment charge. Bond is going to be set at $500. There's defective headlights charge. Bond is also going to be set at $500. It's driving a vehicle with no tail lights. Bond is going to be set at $500. Knowingly driving a vehicle with a suspended or canceled registration, bond is going to be set at $500. And driving a vehicle without having a license on person, bond is going to be set at $500. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for March 8th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. The date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
No, sir.
Okay, do you have any questions of me, ma'am?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back. Miss Vasquez? Ma'am, you're charged with one count of entering a dwelling of another without authority. And that can be simplified to basically an allegation of burglary. Bond's going to be set at $10,000. There is another notation on the bond form of wanted person located, which is not an offense that I can set bond for. It's really not an offense for bond to be set. So I'm denying that charge. And we'll deal with it. Well, I guess you'll have to deal with that when you post bond. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for March 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me, ma'am?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back. Okay, we have Ms. Tolles on the line.
Your Honor, that's gonna be all the females on the calendar today.
Thank you. Ms. Tolles, you have perfect timing.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good
Good
morning,
morning.
everyone.
Let's bring up Mr.
Morning, Judge.
Hi, Mary. Good morning.
Mr.
So Brian,
Yes. So the name we have, Ms. Tolles, is Ventura Cibran. It's Cibran on the
Calendar?
yes, on the
Is that
calendar.
Mr. Jorge Alberto Cibriano?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Good morning, sir.
Buenos días, señor. Good morning.
Can you hear and understand the interpreter?
Señor, ¿puede usted oír y entender a la intérprete?
O necesito intérprete.
I do need an interpreter.
Can you hear and understand the interpreter?
Que si usted puede oír y entender a la intérprete.
Sí.
Yes.
Sir, this is your first appearance hearing before the Magistrate Court of Clayton County.
Señor, esta es su audiencia de la comparecencia inicial en la sala menor del Tribunal de Primera Instancia del Condado de Clayton.
Sí.
I'm not here to conduct a trial of your case.
No estoy aquí para llevar a cabo el juicio de su caso.
Gracias.
I'm
Thank you.
here to inform you of the charges,
Estoy acá para informarle de las acusaciones,
to give you court dates,
para informarle de las citas judiciales
and to determine whether you need the assistance of an attorney.
y también para determinar si usted requiere el asesoramiento de un abogado.
Ok.
Okay.
You have been charged with one count of a stop or yield sign violation,
Se le ha acusado de una infracción de desobedecer un señal de parar o un ceder el paso.
Sí, no está.
Yes, a stop sign.
The bond is going to be set at $500.
La fianza se le impone a $500.
Ok.
You've been charged with one count of driving a vehicle without a valid license.
También se le acusa de una infracción de conducir un vehículo sin una licencia válida.
Ok.
Okay.
Bond is going to be set at $1,000.
Y se le impone la fianza a $1,000.
Ok.
And you've
Okay.
been charged with one count of driving a vehicle under the influence of alcohol.
También se le acusa de una infracción de conducir un vehículo bajo los efectos de alcohol.
Ok.
And bond is going to be set at $5,000.
Y se le impone la fianza a $5,000.
You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for March 8th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201.
Se le programa la audiencia preliminar el 8 de marzo a las 8:30 de la mañana en la sala 201.
That date will be waived upon your bonding out, and you will get a new court date in the mail.
Si sale en libertad bajo fianza, esa audiencia quedará renunciada y le informará de la próxima cita judicial por correo.
Ok.
Would you
Okay.
like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Quisiera, señor, que yo determine si usted cumple requisitos para un abogado de oficio.
Sí.
Yes.
I'm going to find you qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you.
Determino entonces que usted sí cumple los requisitos y le voy a nombrar un abogado de oficio.
Ok. Necesito hablar un bono.
Okay.
Mi familia puede hablar un bono. Puede ir a preguntar y ya.
So I need to call about the bond. May my family call or resolve the bond now?
So this information I just gave you will be entered into the sheriff's system today.
La información que le acabo de dar quedará asentada en el sistema del sheriff hoy mismo.
Ok.
After this hearing, I enter the information in and send it to the sheriff's department.
Después de la audiencia, yo entro los datos y mando la información a la oficina del sheriff.
Ok.
Okay.
So if your family is trying to make arrangements through a bonding company,
Entonces, si la familia está tratando de arreglar el pago a través de una compañía de fianzas,
you have an idea now of the bond amount, and your family can start that process
Usted ya
of
tiene una-
hiring go ahead, I'm sorry.
usted ya tiene una idea de lo que es la fianza y su familia puede empezar los trámites de pues, resolver la fianza.
¿Cuánto necesito pagar ahora?
How much do I need to pay now?
Your family's going to have to contact the bonding companies.
Bueno, su familia tendrá que contactar a las compañías de fianza.
It's roughly between 10 and 12% of the bond.
Sería una cantidad entre un 10 y 15% de lo que es la fianza.
I don't work for the bonding companies, so I can't tell you what fee they will charge.
Como yo no trabajo para la compañía de fianzas, no puedo decirle con certeza cuál es la tarifa que le van a cobrar.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you so much.
Before you leave, sir, I have to inform you of certain rights.
Antes de que usted se retire, señor, tengo que informarle de ciertos derechos.
Okay.
Okay.
During this and all other proceedings, you have the following rights.
Durante esta diligencia y cualquier ulterior, usted tendrá los siguientes derechos.
To the presumption of innocence,
El derecho a la presunción de inocencia,
to indictment by a grand jury for most felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors,
el derecho a que se le tramite una acusación formal cuando se trata de delitos graves o que proceden en su contra con una acusación general cuando se trata de infracciones menores,
to a speedy and public trial by jury,
el derecho a un juicio público y sin demora ante un jurado,
to see, hear, and question witnesses who are called to testify against you,
el derecho a ver, a escuchar y a interrogar a los testigos convocados a declarar en su contra,
to compel the attendance of witnesses to testify on your behalf,
el derecho de obligar a la presencia de testigos para que declaren a su favor,
to testify on your own behalf or offer evidence in your own defense,
el derecho de dar testimonio en su propia defensa o
To
presentar
have-
pruebas en su defensa también, perdón.
okay, to have an attorney represent you.
El derecho a un abogado que lo represente.
Do you understand those rights, sir?
Señor, ¿usted entiende esos derechos?
Sí, gracias.
Yes, thank you.
Do you have any other questions?
¿Y tiene usted, señor, alguna otra pregunta?
No, muchas gracias.
Okay,
No, thank you so much.
okay, so you're free to go back.
Bueno, señor, ya se puede retirar. Gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Tolles. You are free to go.
Thank you, sir.
It was
You all
great
have a
seeing you.
great day. Good seeing you too. Good hearing your
Okay.
voice, Mary.
You too, Dr. Have a good one.
You too.
Okay, let's start with Mr. Campbell. Mr. Campbell, good morning, sir. You're charged with one count of simple battery. Bond is going to be set at $4,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond, to stay away from a Jakari Campbell. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
How old is your son?
16.
Okay. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for March 8th at 8:30 in the morning. Courtroom 201, that date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
No, sir.
Okay. Mr. Campbell, it doesn't give me any pleasure to put the stay away provision on. Unfortunately, I wasn't there. I could only read what's in the warrant. And I've actually had this issue come up before. So because I wasn't there, you could have been a dad disciplining your son, or you could be Ike Turner beating somebody up. So I have to take the position. I'm sorry.
So I was just trying to be his father. That's all it was.
No, I understand. This is a provision that can be modified and changed. But because this is a one-sided affair, I have to take the approach that this person was, near death. And honestly, as a father, I don't take any pride in doing that. But as a judge, I have to take the approach that I have to look out for every citizen. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So make sure you hire a lawyer and make sure you get this situation worked out.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You're free to go back, sir. We have, Mr. Clark has bond that's set. He's in medical isolation. So he will be able to bond out. Mr. Daniel.
Yeah.
Sir, you're charged with one count of simple possession of crack cocaine, bond set at $3,000. And you're charged with one count of having a brake light out, bond set at $500. The VGCSA is a felony offense. So your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for March 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me? Okay,
No.
sir, you're free to go back.
What was my bail again? What was my bail again?
Okay, total bill is going to be $3,500.
For both? For both
Yes.
charges?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
3,000 for the VGCSA, 500 for the brake light.
3,500.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Mr. Is it DeJournette?
Yeah, that's me. No problem.
Okay. Okay, sir. The offenses that you are charged with, I cannot set bond on these. The aggravated assault, bond is going to be denied. The felony murder, I cannot set bond on that pursuant to statute 17-6-1. And possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime, bond is going to be denied on that. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for March 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. Because this is a charge that could carry life in prison, your bond date is going to have to be set before a Superior Court judge. And I don't have that scheduled before me now, but it'll be on one of the Superior Court judges presiding, and I'm assuming that's going to be in March. So whichever Superior Court judge is going to be presiding in March, the bond hearing will be set. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
I have a lawyer, but
Okay.
you could do that too. Like, see if I
Okay.
can qualify for a lawyer. But what you're saying is like for like Superior Court, like when I go to the Superior Court, like they're gonna be able to give me like bond, yeah?
Well, there'll be a bond hearing. I don't know if bond will be set because of the nature of these charges.
Even though if I can do it.
Well, you're presumed innocent right now. And I tell everyone, anybody that's ever gone to trial and been found not guilty, the charges have been bound over.
All right.
Okay. So do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Are you currently working?
Not anymore. I think as of yesterday, I got arrested.
Okay. I'm going to find that you qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. You said you had a lawyer or have a lawyer?
Yeah, I currently have one. Like I've been talking with my folks, like my parents and stuff like that.
Okay. So do you know the lawyer's name?
Jabari Jones.
Dwight Thomas?
No, Jabari Jones.
Jabari Jones.
Jabari.
Tavarius Jones.
No,
Oh,
Jabari.
Tavares. Okay.
Jabari is in like J.H. Jabari Jones. Like that's his name.
Oh, okay. So what I'm going to do, sir, is I'm going to appoint a lawyer. If your family intends on hiring a lawyer, just please notify the district attorneys. I'm sorry. Please notify the Clayton County Public Defender's Office that you've retained a lawyer so they can transfer whatever file or whatever information they have to your privately retained lawyer. Okay.
So as far as like my next court date gonna be March 9th, and then I'll just know from there if I got a bond.
Your next court date is going to be March 9th. When we figure out the presiding judge's schedule in Superior Court, your bond hearing will be placed on that calendar. Depending on what your lawyer is able to discover or uncover, this may not even get to that point.
I really need a bond, sir. I ain't do it. Let me know.
Okay, so I cannot, if I were to set bond right now, I'd be in the jail with you because that's unlawful. And as a judge, I cannot break the law.
Understood.
Okay, so speak to your lawyer, whether it's the lawyer I appointed or retained lawyer, about the facts of your case. And I would encourage you not to speak to anyone else other than your lawyer about the facts of your case.
Understood.
Okay, all right, sir, you're free to go back. Mr. Evans?
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Evans. Sir, you're charged with one count of driving on a suspended license. Bond is set at $1,500. One count of driving a vehicle on an expired or invalid tag. Bond is set at $500. And one count of driving a vehicle without having license on person. Bond is set at $500. So that's a total bond of $2,500. You have a preliminary hearing date set for March 8th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Okay, sir, you're free to go back. Mr. Is it Farrar?
Yes.
Sir, you're charged with two misdemeanor offenses. The first is possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Bond is set at $1,500. And use or possession of drug-related objects. Bond is also set at $1,500. So that's a total bond of $3,000. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for March 8th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
No.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me, sir?
Is me being arrested without them reading me my Miranda rights, isn't that illegal?
No.
That's not.
Go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
No, that was my question. Isn't that illegal? Oh,
No. So Miranda rights are about statements that you may have made. If you made any statements while in custody that were not, and you were not Mirandized, potentially those statements are not admissible. The arrest itself is not illegal.
all right.
Okay. Anything else, sir? All right. You're free to go back. Mr. Gailey.
Yeah.
Mr. Gailey, sir, you're charged with one count of battery. Bond is going to be set at $5,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond, a stay away from a Robert Gauze. Do you understand that? Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for March 8th at 8:30 in the morning. Courtroom 201, that date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like, hold on, sir. I'm gonna let you speak. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Couldn't I know? Hey,
I do
Nana. Hey, Nana.
Deputy, can you help me out? I can't understand what he's saying.
Your Honor, it's miscommunication. We've been trying to slow it down. You know what? Let me see if I can help you out with a pen. Write it down.
Hey, Nana.
Palin, no?
Yeah,
I'm not.
cool.
This is
Does
court.
you agree to or not good to? No. Well, no. Okay, I'm done.
I'm not sure what that says, so.
Your Honor, it appears Mr. Gailey, he might have a disability.
Okay, sir.
Even though.
Okay. Says in his form, CAA form, that he's a truck driver.
With yeah. So. With dog, her pole car,
Okay.
bike fraud,
Okay.
or just to how her, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Your Honor, we're having miscommunication.
Okay.
Sir. Hey, still come back up.
Yeah.
Mr. Gailey, can you understand me?
Yeah. So.
The allegation here is that that Mr. Gauss is your roommate. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Do you have
Hey, big my park.
okay? Do you have any other place to go, Mr. Gailey?
Yeah. In Hong Kong too. They hunt dog Johnson, but it's later fits in not to the show. About to go home.
Okay.
How
Mr.
the first.
Okay. Mr. Gailey, upon being released from jail,
Yeah. Sure.
are you going to go live with another family member? Because right now, there's a stay away provision for you to stay away from Mr. Gauss, which would mean you can't go back to the place that you're living in now. Do you understand that?
Okay.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna dismiss this charge, Mr. Gailey,
Yeah, sir.
but you're gonna have to go live in a
I
different.
did a team on food.
Okay, you're gonna have to go live at another location.
Yeah, sir.
Okay, and what I want you to do
Sir.
is, as you're going through the process of being released,
Yeah,
to make arrangements with the sheriff's department so that someone will be present when
yeah,
you return to get your items
yeah,
and go someplace else. Do you understand, sir?
yeah, sir.
And are you working in Macon?
I was working for the day in Mother, Georgia, the dollar store.
Okay,
But the rate I was working for her look up for me. Can the together, uh,
okay. So when the jail receives this paperwork, and they process the paperwork, you'll be released, okay?
sir,
Okay, you're free to go back, sir.
yeah, sir, everyone.
Mr. Gaston,
Yes.
Mr. Gaston, sir, you're charged with 2 misdemeanor offenses. The first is theft by shoplifting. The bond is going to be set at $2,000. The second charge is criminal trespass. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. So that's a total bond of $3,500. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for March 8th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Okay, you do qualify, Mr. Gaston. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back. Mr. Gross. Mr. Gross, sir, you've been charged with 1 count of criminal trespass, damage to property. This is a misdemeanor offense. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond, to stay away from a Elantra Eccles, and also place a stay away provision on her bond to stay away from you. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for March 8th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
No, sir.
Okay, do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back. Mr. Lamb?
No, sir.
Mr. Lamb, I think you broke a record today. Your criminal history is 117 pages. They had to put it on a separate document because it was so extensive. You're charged with several felonies and several misdemeanors. Forgery in the first degree, bond is going to be denied. That's a felony offense. Theft by conversion, bond is going to be denied. That's also a felony offense. Knowingly driving a vehicle on a suspended or canceled registration, that's a misdemeanor. Bond is going to be set at $500. Driving a vehicle with no insurance, bond is going to be set at $1,000. Driving a vehicle with no license, bond is going to be set at $1,000. Identity fraud, bond, that's a felony offense. Bond is going to be denied. And given a false name, address, or date of birth, bond is going to be set at $2,000. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for March 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date won't get waived. You're going to have you're going to have a bond hearing date set for March 11th at 8:30 in the morning. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, so you're free to go back. Mr. Mercier, morning. Good morning, sir. You're charged with one count of simple assault. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond, a stay away from a Jasmine Williams. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
I'll let you talk in the end. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for March 8th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you do qualify. Mr. Mercier, I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Now, I'll cut you off. What was it that you wanted to tell me?
I'm gonna say, Your Honor, if the situation was being attacked, if I was being attacked from the victim, how can I be, you know, if I had no type of physical relationship, and I still have marks that I have to get covered up. I have scratches and bruises, and I never, you know what I'm saying? I didn't argue the situation with the arresting officer, even though he asked me if I wanted to write a statement against her.
And what was your response?
I told him I did have wanted to, as only if she had written a statement against me. He never gave me the opportunity to do so.
Okay. So, how old are you, Mr. Mercier?
So I'm 28. So I'm in school. I go to school and I work. So already I'm gonna miss classes. You know, I don't have any type of history of me being in any type of trouble in the past year. Like I said, I'm in college right now, so I'm definitely.
No, listen to me. I understand that. I wasn't there. The officer that arrived made a judgment call. As you stand here, you are presumed innocent. The state has to prove every material element beyond a reasonable doubt. The fact that you chose to be around somebody that, in your words, will lie upon you and have you arrested, I mean, that's a poor decision that you made. And I hope it's something that you've learned from. At this stage, as I said before, I'm not here to determine whether you're guilty or innocent.
I'm asking for if you could be able to help reduce the bond so I can get up. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm not saying I have all the money because I don't have, you know what I'm saying, like family members that I have some people that help me, but like I said, I'm in school right now. You know, I work. I barely have enough to get by. So I just make ends meet as of right now.
Okay, so the bond is going to say the amount where it's set. And if that has to be determined or revisited later, it'll get revisited later.
So there's no other way you can try to help me out?
I'd set you a bond and I appointed a lawyer. That's the helping out that I can do.
That's crazy.
Mr. Mercier, how long did you know this person? How long did you know Miss Williams?
I've been knowing her for like almost maybe 6 months, 6-7 months. I've been knowing her. I never ever had any type of assault against her within the time being. I never, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to sit here and tell you the whole story, Your Honor, but like I said, if I couldn't write the statement at the time being, the officer did, he never gave me the opportunity to make my statement visible. You know what I'm saying? He never told me what she was doing. I was just being held inside the car without even being told or then the father told, oh, you're getting arrested for this and that. Then when I get here, the officer telling me, you know, my charge is not that. It was something I can get a signature bond on. Now you saying that, you know, the price, you know, what you telling what my bond is, you know, it's kind of, you know, confusing. That's why I was kind of, you know.
Okay, so Mr. Mercier, the reason I set the bond, listen. You've invited this conversation, so please listen. The allegation is at 11:24 p.m. that you placed Miss Williams in reasonable apprehension of immediately receiving a violent injury. The allegation is that you stood on top of her vehicle, jumping up and down, and that you urinated on the driver's side door and wiped it off with a blue hat. Says you then threw the blue hat in Miss Williams' face. That's the allegation. So listen, if she's lying, I'm doing you a favor by saying stay away from her. If you committed this offense, the only reason you're in jail is because of your conduct. Okay? So come on now. Let's and I hate to say it, but just be a man about it.
So I'm not making no excuse. I'm just saying about my school, like, you know, what I want to do. My
Well, you're in school when the allegation that you were jumping on top of her car and urinating on the driver's side door. Were you in school at that time?
Yes, sir. I'm not gonna say that I said that I did those things to her, you know?
And I'm not asking you to admit to anything. You're asking me why I set the bond or the lower the bond or whatever. This is a sworn statement from an officer as to what the officer believes took place. Okay. I haven't placed you on an oath about any of this stuff. The thing that I think people don't realize, and I see it way too often, is that they believe they can just do whatever and get away with it by saying, oh, you know what, I'm sorry. You know what, I got kids. You know what, I'm in school. If you, Mr. Mercier, you're not gonna win this argument. You're not gonna change my mind. And if you want to continue down this path, it really is not gonna help you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. You're free to go back, sir. Mr. Montgomery. Sir, you're charged. Good morning, sir. You're charged with one count of criminal damage to property in the second degree. That's a felony offense. Bond is going to be set at $5,000. One count of loitering or prowling. Bond is going to be set at $1,000. One count of obstructing an officer. Bond is going to be set at $2,000. One count of criminal trespass. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. One count of theft by taking of a motor vehicle. Bond is going to be set at $10,000. So you're going to have a total bond of $21,000. Because you have felony offenses involved, your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for March 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
Another question, the address that I put on my paperwork, that's my address, but it's like a bad area. Can I change that address to my mother address? Well, I know, I get mail.
Yes, you can. This is being recorded, so I don't want to put that address out. Hold on. I don't want your mother's address to be out on the internet. Just as you're bonding out, give the sheriff's department your updated address information.
That'd be in the front area?
Yes, sir, as you're bonding out.
All right, thank you, sir. God,
You're welcome. Mr. Price.
Mr. Price. My man,
Yeah.
judge calling, sir.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Price, sir, you're charged with one count of criminal trespass. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. Your preliminary hearing date, this is a misdemeanor offense. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for March 8th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you do qualify. Mr. Price, I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. You've been given 2 other criminal trespass warnings for the airport. So, sir, you gotta stop going there. Because every time you go there, you're gonna be subject to being arrested. Okay?
Yes.
Any other questions, Mr. Price?
Oh, yes.
Yes, sir.
I knew get out. How do I get out? You'll be, if I get out of March, I got this time surgery. If I can do it in March, if I get out in March, then how do they, what is real, defense to help me if I need some more help?
You mean as to like housing or?
Yeah.
Okay. So the law firm that's going to be representing you is Lister and Holt. And I've seen them do a great job of trying to find places for their clients who may be in your position. Do you have any family members here? I mean, in Atlanta area, not just in Clayton County.
If they can help me, then, I'll be doing good. If you can help me. You can help me on what I need right now. I got to talk to somebody today about something too, So if I can get that straightened out, that's what I really like to straighten out.
Okay, make a request with the sheriff's.
Get me to do that. I'll put me in, turn over some things that they can put together, put much more on me so I can have.
Okay, so and I'm not gonna ask you to be more precise, but if the issue that you have to get addressed is a medical issue, make the appropriate request through the sheriff's department. If it's something else outside of medical treatment, you're gonna have to speak to your lawyers about that.
All right.
Okay. Anything else, sir?
No.
Okay, sir, you're free to go back. Mr. Stevenson.
Sir. Price. Good morning, sir.
Sir, you charged with one count of criminal trespass, family violence. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond, to stay away from a Natasha Street. Do you understand that?
My wife, her last name is Stevenson.
On the warrant, it says Natasha. It says Natasha Street.
Yeah, it's my wife.
Okay.
How am I supposed to get my things from the house when I get out?
As you bond out, make arrangements with the sheriff's department so that a police officer or sheriff's deputy can be available when you return to the residence to get your things so that you can go about your daily living.
Okay.
Okay. But you do understand the stay away provision, correct?
I understand that. I understand.
Okay. And I'll explain it to you in short. The county doesn't have resources to go to everybody's house to referee arguments between adults. So if the sheriff's department or the police department is called out because adults can't resolve their matters without calling law enforcement, there's going to be a stay away provision. Okay. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for March 8th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. It says you refuse to fill out the form. You're going to hire your own lawyer.
I'm actually gonna find out, and I did smash the stuff. I mean, it wasn't bad.
Sir, don't make any admissions.
I mean,
Don't make any admissions.
but-
Okay. And the reason I say that, Mr. Stevenson, what if the prosecutor reviews this video and then says, you know what, I want him to serve 12 months in custody. And you say, well, I want to go to trial. And the first thing the prosecutor does is hit play and you admit to committing the offense. The jury is not there to determine sentence. They're there to determine guilt or innocence. So you may put yourself in a position where you're looking at 12 months in custody just because you didn't care enough to keep your mouth closed. Okay. All right, sir. You're free to go back.
All right, that 10% on the bond.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Mr. Barner. Mr. Varner, sir, you're charged with several misdemeanor offenses. The first is speeding. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. Reckless driving. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. Driving too fast for conditions. Bond is going to be set at $500. And the improper lane change, bond is going to be set at $500. So that's a total bond of $4,000. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for March 8th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Okay, I'm going to find that you qualify, Mr. Varner. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me? Okay, so you're free to go back. Mr. Wyden or Whidden.
Whitting, Your Honor.
Okay, sir, you're charged with trafficking marijuana. And in the state of Georgia, anything over 10 pounds of trafficking marijuana, I cannot set bond at this hearing. So bond is going to be denied pursuant to 17-6-1. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for March 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. There's going to be a bond hearing date set for March 11th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer or, okay. So speak to your lawyer because these types of cases, I've seen the district attorney consent to bonds way before you get to the point of having a preliminary hearing or bond hearing. But as I said, my hands are tied. I can't lawfully set a bond. Do you have any questions for me, sir?
So what's my next court date?
Currently is March 9th at 8:30 in the morning. But as I said before, theoretically, your lawyer can pick up the phone today and call the district attorney's office and have a consent bond done by tomorrow.
Okay.
But that's just, it all depends on, the back circumstances. I believe it or not, there are a lot of people that are in your position. They have very minor criminal histories, but they don't understand that the TSA and the governing bodies, a lot of times before you even get on the plane, they know what's going on. And so, do you have any other questions for me, sir?
Well, that's it.
Okay. All right, sir, you're free to go back.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. I'm gonna take it back.
All right, are we done?
Yes, sir. That's everybody on the calendar.
Okay, have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, have a good day.